The McDonald brothers reduced menu selections for what reason? A popular restaurant was shuttered by the McDonald brothers in 1948, and a few months later it was reopened with a reduced menu and under the McDonald's name. They almost completely eliminated the choices after realizing that selling burgers generated the majority of their revenue. To make it all work, the McDonald brothers created a system. However, Ray Kroc, who outmaneuvered the founders to develop one of the largest restaurant, real estate, and toy retail chains in the world, is the reason we're familiar with them. Even though it hasn't been the biggest fast food company in the world since 2011, McDonald's is still the most recognizable name. Because franchising has given the business such a big boost globally, there is a restaurant even in Israel's Negev desert, 100 kilometers from the closest metropolis. Maurice Mack and Richard Dick, two brothers, were the original founders of McDonald's. In San Bernardino, California, Mack and Dick were two brothers whose last names were combined to form the moniker McDonald's. This eatery is popular and well-liked by everyone due to its reasonable prices and the implementation of a quick-service system that can create dishes in under 30 seconds, making it a satisfying option for those who are hungry. The milkshake vending machine, Ray Kroc, has a sizable order from McDonald's. Ray Kroc was welcomed and given the opportunity to view McDonald's revolutionary working method, which can quickly create meals. Ray Kroc expressed interest in helping to expand the business and offered the notion of creating a franchise, but was turned down because the Mack and Dick brothers had had negative franchising experiences. Ray Kroc finally persuaded the Mack and Dick brothers to launch a franchise firm after a protracted campaign on their behalf. Ray Kroc finally created a franchise business so that it was well known all across America after persuading the Mack and Dick brothers. Ray Kroc is regarded as the creator of McDonald's and received media attention as a result of this achievement. When Mack and Dick heard the news, they were not pleased and approached Kroc for clarification. However, he refused, which led to friction between them. Following a protracted dispute, Mack and Dick ultimately decided to sell McDonald's to Ray Kroc. Mack and Dick were not permitted to continue using the McDonald's name after Ray Kroc acquired the company, and they were not even given royalties until they passed away. It is clear from this particular incident that intellectual property rights, IPR, are significant in the commercial sector. As long as there is no written agreement endorsed by the IPR office and the nation, other parties or individuals are free to use or copy our brands and products. Although Ray Kroc is a self-made man, he was built from fragments of other people. The American ideal was packaged and served quickly. The McDonald brothers ordered 6 mixers from Ray Kroc, who was marketing milkshake equipment at the time with little success. He died in San Diego in 1984. Kroc sensed that the lottery had affected him, but he wasn't sure how much. He quickly recognized the McDonald's restaurant's bizarre food system as having limitless potential because it was so inexpensive and had so many hungry customers. Kroc offered to serve as a brand representative because of this. He started selling licenses in 1955. He yearned for a national expansion in 1961. The McDonald brothers sold the business for $4 million and 0.5% of the revenues because they lacked ambition. Their goal was to make $1 million before they turned 50. In a book, Kroc later described them as obtuse and openly indifferent to the fact that he was putting every dime he had into the project. Kroc racked up the final dollar. Richard and Maurice McDonald preserved the original store when the McDonald's brothers sold it to Kroc. This was a rotten trick in Kroc's eyes, but Richard and Maurice defended it on the grounds that they had worked 7 days a week for 30 years. Kroc was undoubtedly already preparing his retaliation. McDonald's is now worth $140 billion, 56 years later. With a handshake, Kroc and McDonald's concluded their arrangement. No agreements. None of the three claimed any interest in disclosing the 0.5% in their accounts, which was the justification. In this way, Richard and Maurice McDonald's idea, which was the best in hospitality history, became the worst in business history. They never got that proportion. By redefining the idea of fast food, Kroc extended his restaurant chain across the nation and sped up consumption. How? He turned off the warmth to ensure that customers didn't linger too long in the restaurants. To encourage guests to lean over the table and eat more quickly, he fit chairs with straight backs. Larger tables were added, preventing customers from conversing comfortably. Drinks were presented in unsupportable paper cones because customers would eat more quickly if they had to hold them. The business acquired the original mobile hamburger shop in 1990, marking the beginning of everything. It was repaired, painted in the corporate hues of red and yellow, and placed in a museum showcasing McDonald's heritage. Maurice McDonald suffered a heart attack in 1971 and passed away as a result of the stress and wrath he felt after being deceived, conned, and finally defeated by history. Richard, who lived to reach 89 years old, handled things more collectively. Richard McDonald resided in a 3-room home in his native New Hampshire until he passed away in 1998. He left a $2.7 million inheritance. On the other hand, Kroc passed away in 1984 with an estimated fortune of $760 million after owning his own baseball team. The number of McDonald's restaurants is continuing to grow gradually in other regions of the globe, reaching 40,031 in 2021. Additionally, McDonald's annual sales climbed from $19.21 billion to $23.22 billion between 2020 and 2021, which is the highest growth in a while. Every day, 69 million people visit McDonald's. In other words, 69 million individuals purchase food from McDonald's each day. Despite the fact that most people associate McDonald's with America, there are really 118 nations and territories where the restaurant is present. Regarding what these 69 million patrons are eating, McDonald's sells 75 hamburgers per second, with French fries topping the list as the franchise's best-selling food item ever. Every day, McDonald's sells 9 million pounds of fries. The best French fry lists that customers compile frequently feature McDonald's fries at the top. And in 2009, they took second place on the LA Times list. McDonald's generates $23.18 billion in annual revenue. This is the company's global annual revenue for 2022, which is a slight decline from its sales of $23.22 billion in the year 2021. The year 2021 will see McDonald's see its largest year-over-year revenue growth in more than 10 years. McDonald's generated $19.21 billion in revenue in 2020, around $4 billion less than it did in 2021. From 2012 to 2014, McDonald's revenue was in the $27 to $28 billion range. From 2015 to 2021, it fell progressively, with the exception of a $100 million gain. With $9.42 billion generated in the U.S. alone in 2022, the U.S. was the country that gave McDonald's the most revenue contribution overall. However, its international activities generated the majority of its revenue. The number of McDonald's restaurants in the United States fell from 14,339 to 13,673 between 2014 and 2020, with the sharpest drop occurring between 2019 and 2020. However, the figures have been increasing globally. As of 2021, there will be 40,031 McDonald's restaurants worldwide, compared to 34,480 in 2012. That's all for today. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. Also, express your valuable thoughts in the comment section below. Until then, bye! Also, spend some time watching other videos on the channel.